Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said receives Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Brazil to the Sultanate, to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duty. Al-Shabiba newspaper mentioned that a confusion occurred by one of its editors on the statement of His Excellency, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, on the Omanization plan. And the Omani Hajj mission starts its works to serve the Sultanate's pilgrims in the Holy Lands. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Majesty King Al-Mu'tasim Billah Abdul Halim Mu'azzam Shah of Malaysia on his country's National Day. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Al-Masbak Atambayev of Kyrgyzstan on his country's independence anniversary. And His Majesty sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Anthony Thomas Carmona of Trinidad and Tobago on his country's independence anniversary. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said received in his office today Her Excellency Missy Gergel Valente da Costa, Ambassador of the Federative Republic of Brazil to the Sultanate, to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duty. The ambassador expressed her utmost thanks to His Majesty the Sultan for the support extended to her during her tour of duty in the Sultanate from His Majesty, the government, and the Omani people, which had enabled her to carry out her duty. She wished His Majesty good health, happiness, and long life, and the Sultanate further progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. On his turn, Sayyid Haytham expressed his utmost thanks to the ambassador for the efforts she exerted in serving the good relations between the Sultanate and her country, wishing her permanent success and the friendly people of Brazil further progress and prosperity. His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, Minister of Heritage and Culture, received an invitation from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, heir apparent of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces in the United Arab Emirates, to attend the 2016 Formula One Etihad Airways Grand Prix. The invitation letter was handed over by His Excellency Mohammed bin Sultan Al Suwaidi, UAE Ambassador to the Sultanate, when His Highness Sayyid Haytham received him in his office today. Al-Shabiba newspaper mentioned that a confusion occurred by one of its editors regarding the statement of His Excellency Said bin Saleh Al Qumi, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, OCCI, on the Omanization plan, where the editor missed the right context. His Excellency also clarified that current Omanization policy hinders investment attraction. This came after Al-Shabiba and Times of Oman newspapers published the statements of His Excellency, stressing that Omanization hinders the growth of national economy, which sparked controversy in social media sites. His Excellency said that what has been published in the two newspapers lacks accuracy. The tweeters on the social media replied by saying that other factors affect the growth of the national economy in the country and not Omanization, as such factors include bureaucracy, expatriate manpower in various private sector institutions, and others. The statement of OCCI chairman also called on re-evaluating the Omanization policies, and according to his opinion, they do not keep up with the strategies of the government. He also added that the current Omanization policies do not focus on quality and production, but only numbers. On the other hand, the tweeter said that the Omani manpower are capable when given the opportunity, pointing out the necessity to restructure the Omanization policies to match the economic, financial, and knowledge development. The Information Technology Authority ITA completed registration stage for the 5th version of Sultan Qaboos Award for Excellence in E-Government. 26 projects by 38 public and private organizations are registered in the competition. The award this year includes 11 categories, of which 8 categories are for government institutions, namely Best Public Service Government to Employee, Best Public Service Government to Citizens, Best Mobile Service Government to Employee, Best Mobile Service Government to Citizens, and Best Whole of Government Service. 3 new categories were added, being Best Service Support Doing Business, Best E-Participation for Decision Making, and Best E-Transformation Achievement. Omani Women's Cultural Center launched its activities at the Omani Women's Association in Muscat for the year 2016-2017 among the presence of the media and the community, during which it announced an integrated work plan aiming to upgrade women's role, boost their national participation, and enhance their media culture. The culture of dealing with information in light of new media trends was the theme of the dialogue session held by the center. Participants discussed ways of dealing with information and searching out its sources and credibility. Still to come in our news bulletin. The 6th club's Enchant chanting competition is concluded in Muscat.
هنا الرائحة العالقة بالذاكرة تأخذنا دهشة مختلفة لتبهرنا بجمالها الآسر حيث ملتقى الأسرة. امنح نفسك شغف التجربة، فهنا حكاية الجمال لا تنتهي. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2016 من 15 من يوليو إلى 31 من أغسطس. عمان، المحبة والوئام.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. In order to provide services and facilities procedures to Omani pilgrims to perform their rituals in the sacred land, the Omani Hajj Mission commenced its efforts to provide necessary needs. The Hajj Mission includes a number of teams, mainly Ifta and religious guidance, the medical team, supervising campaigns, administrative and financial team, scouts and media men, which are striving to follow up on the pilgrims and owners of Hajj campaigns. The number of approved Omani pilgrims this year reached 11,200. With the aim of encouraging small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, to invest in the tourism sector, a workshop was organized in the Wilaya of Salalah to introduce the available investment opportunities in this sector. The activity included reviewing ways of cooperation among government units to facilitate procedures needed to establish economic projects that support the Sultanate's plans to diversify income sources. The event, organized by the Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development, RIADA, included interviewing 4 work papers for the public and private establishments concerned with the tourism sector. The workshop aims at strengthening partnership among the owners of SME projects and public sectors, in addition to increasing investment opportunities between the public and private sectors. The Chinese commercial city company signed a partnership agreement with Guangzhou Donyang Company for construction and engineering for the management and marketing of a commercial center in the Raisut area in the Wilaya of Salalah in the Governorate of Dhofar. The project will provide a number of Chinese consumer products, electronic and sport devices, as well as construction materials. It is expected to provide around 300 employment opportunities for job seekers. The center will include all the necessary services such as shopping, gathering, and entertainment places for families and restaurants, so as to serve all the visitors efficiently. In a statement, Saif bin Ali Al-Salhi, chairman of Board of Directors of Chinese Commercial City Company, said that they have an Omanization plan where around 500 jobs will be available for Omanis in all the commercial complexes. He added that a number of commercial centers are to be opened in the upcoming periods, namely in Buraimi in the upcoming December and another one in Suwaiq, as well as 4 other commercial complexes in the wilaya of Barka later on. With the aim to highlight the international directions in education and training, the first quality conference started its activities in the wilaya of Salalah, with the participation of specialists in education and training fields in the public and private sectors. The conference, which came under the title Future of the Electronic Education and Training, included a number of topics on the electronic methodology and innovation in managing the quality of the open education system. It also aimed to develop and train the Omanis in this field. More than 350 old school buses were replaced by new ones at the beginning of the new scholastic year in the governorate of North Sharqiya. This came in implementing the Ministry of Education's decision to replace old school buses with new ones. The new yellow-colored school buses are fitted with air conditioners and all safety and security devices, such as back and front cameras and sensors. The Directorate General of Education, represented by the Transport Section in the Governorate, implemented the decision. The move will ensure safety of the students and will create a good environment for their studies. The Ministry of Sports Affairs organized a conclusion ceremony for the 6 clubs in chanting competition. It was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed Al-Kalbani, Minister of Social Development. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al-Sarai.
The 6th Clubs in Shad competition was concluded yesterday in the Ministry of Education Theatre, where all performers did their best to win the first prizes in this valued event.
This year, this is the 6th competition. All of the participants from youth, we try to bring new ideas for this type of competition, which is the social media, through the media where the youth can participate and got more votes. So I hope this idea can be successful even for GCC or for Arab countries.
This competition organizes annually by the Ministry of Sports Affairs to support chanting art in the Sultanate and to reinforce its presence in various local and international events. In this year, around 15 youth participated in the individual competition, as well as many other groups that represent clubs from different governorates.
I'm so happy to achieve the first place in this competition.
The ceremony included visual presentations showcased the program that this competition went through during this year and other activities that Ministry of Sports Affairs organized for all clubs around the Sultanate through a program known as Shababi or Youth. At the end, prizes were presented for the winners and judging committee.
Chanting is one of those arts which can deliver various messages to the society, and this competition came to reinforce Omani youth skills in this field. Sultan bin Saif Al-Sarai, Muscat.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies and low clouds, and fog late at night and early morning are expected over most of the coast of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate over the coast of the Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea, it will be southwesterly moderate to active. Seas will be rough along the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 3 meters and slight along the rest of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said receives Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Brazil, to the Sultanate to bid her farewell at the end of her tour of duty. Al-Shabiba newspaper mentioned that a confusion occurred by one of its editors on a statement of His Excellency, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry on the Omanization plan. And the Omani Hajj mission starts its works to serve the Sultanate's pilgrims in the Holy Lands. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.